We're going to start talking about the meridian structure. So a couple years ago, you guys, I started to feel these really strange pathways on the body. This was about late 2016. I began to notice what felt like kind of like rivers or movements of energy going through my body. And I had no idea. I had heard of a meridian, but I really had very, very little knowledge of how these things work. And so at this stage, my understanding is almost entirely intuitive and based off of my own experience and a little bit of education. But right now, the 12 primary meridians in your body are going through incredible energetic advances, okay? And so, you know, we have the urinary bladder, the stomach meridian, the lung meridian, the heart meridian, the pericardium, the spleen, the triple heater, small intestine, large intestine, gallbladder, which is incredibly important, the liver meridian, governing vessel, conception vessel. I might have named all 12 of them, but along with the energetic advance in our chakras, the meridians are undergoing great changes in frequency in what we might call energetic bandwidth. This means your body's creating, storing, circulating energy in greatly expanded ways. For some people, you guys, this has been a very bewildering and difficult process. The meridian structures are some of the primary areas in which we tend to hold emotional blockages, in which we tend to hold sometimes implantation, literal etheric technology that can be used to siphon, to deaden our energy, to literally inject false trauma signals into the body. For a lot of people, you guys, the meridian structures, these are the places in which energy and emotion plugs in. They're like circuitry that line the areas of your energy body. And so you can plug in along these pathways, create an effect, create healing, also create negativity or blockage in the body. And so creating awareness and understanding of these structures is critical for expanding your energy body, for releasing those blockages, those threads and overlays that hold us here in this 3D realm. For some of us, as we begin to experience the phenomenon of astral travel, of literally leaving the body, going outside of your body during dream time or in waking state, some of the areas in the body that act as anchors or cords or threads literally hold us down, hold us in that 3D physical thing, come from your meridians. These wild circuits, these energetic structures that flow through your body. For some people, will have literal anchor points, attachments along those lines, and they can create, you know, a lot of wild stuff in the body. And so for a lot of us, you guys, one of the #1 areas, in fact, if you've seen some of the other videos I've done, in my opinion, one of the #1 areas in which we are affected by energy, other people's energy, environmental energy, psychic energy, dimensional energy, whatever you want to call it, you guys. I'm going to bring out my little pointer here. I'm going to bring out the pointer, and we're going to go up here to this guy over here on the left. This guy right here in the gallbladder meridian. Now, this particular graphic doesn't show the real specifics of the gallbladder meridian, but what I'm going to do is bring your guys' attention to your temples, the right and left sides of your head. This is one of the first areas we're going to be working with in the energy cleaning, which we're going to be doing in a little while. And why is that, you guys? Because the upper chakras, the gallbladder, and the triple heater meridians that connect along the sides of your head at your temples, right at the corner of your eye, right above your ear, create a wild circular loop that go all over your head. That's the gallbladder meridian. So from an energetic perspective, the gallbladder meridian is a running loop of thoughts, of emotions, of ideas. It's like that intense emotional tape that's playing in your body that literally stops you from doing things. It stops you from making big changes. It'll be this loop of self-doubt, their thoughts or ideas or memories or past stuff or other people's stuff that's constantly circulating through your body. And so it comes in literally, you guys, right here, right at the corner of your eye. It's where the gallbladder meridian connects. And it runs this loop along the sides of your head, back and forth, all the way down through your body, through your abdomen, and back up. And what that's doing is it's recirculating this energy through your body. And so you guys have heard the saying, the eyes are the window to the soul, right? We have some primary energetic connection points at your eyes. The gallbladder, the bladder, or rather the urinary bladder meridian, and the triple heater. These guys have an incredible impact on your emotional and mental clarity and well-being. And so when they interact with the energy of your upper chakras and they're blocked up, it can create incredible blockages in intuition, incredible blockages in dimensional sight, can effectively shut down your third eye entirely so that you feel this weird dead black space inside your mind. And so the reasons why we work with the gallbladder, the bladder, the triple heater, and the upper chakras is because we have this etheric antenna. If you look over here to the backside of this guy, you see the way all these meridian lines move up, 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 and they all kind of, not all of them, but many of them gather together, coalesce around the top of the head. So along with those chakras, we saw that image a few minutes ago, that crown, the third eye, the throat chakra, the soul star chakra up here, we have a literal, wildly intense, energetic antenna right at the top of your body. And so when we go through this energy clearing, you guys, pay attention to your temples. When you begin to move energy through the bone known as your sphenoid, right here, right at your temples, that soft thing. You guys can check out the video on YouTube that I did about the sphenoid. It's one of the easiest places to move energy out of the body. So as we're stepping into that fourth dimensional resonance, as we're expanding into our awareness of fifth density and 5D, that totally understood thing, totally misunderstood rather, we need to clear these areas to create greater levels of discernment, greater levels of awareness, greater levels of clarity, especially when, you know, as we activate those empathic abilities, we need to know what's ours, what's theirs. And so the gallbladder, triple heater meridians, and upper chakra connectivity play a great role in understanding that, just as do the intestinal meridians, the solar plexus chakra. Let's move down here. Right in the center of this guy's body, over here on the left. Look over here, you guys. Look at this little weird red dot. So right down here, we have the solar plexus chakra that I talked about earlier. It's mentioned in the law of one as a yellow ray center, yellow ray activation. A lot of people, when they perceive the energy of the solar plexus chakra, tend to perceive a yellow type of energy. For not everyone, it's yellow, but in the center of your body is one of the primary energy centers. It's like a turbine of dimensional, you know, physical, emotional energies where we carry our core wounds. And so if you notice over here right in the center of this guy's body, look at all this stuff that passes through this area. Well, this is your kidney meridian, but along with your intestines and intestinal meridians, which connect primarily along the arms and the pathways of the arms, we have a whole separate other brain, a whole separate other center of intuition and discernment in your body. And that's why we talk about that gut instinct, you know, that gut level feeling. You get that feeling down there. We need to be really aware of activating and clearing our, not only the small intestine and the large intestine meridian, but the energy of the solar plexus, and really, really also the meridian pathways that move through that area. The spleen, you know, the kidneys, the liver, the stomach meridian passes along there as well. All of those things have to do with the way our body absorbs, transfers, assimilates, and then processes this energy that we are receiving. So it's important to be aware of those. Along with that, the governing vessel and conception vessel. Not too many people talk about these with specificity in the energetic, you know, like community. Some people refer to them as the central channels in the body. There's a whole other collection of what some people call extraordinary or strange flow meridians in the body that I'm just now becoming aware of. But one of the things we really need to know about the ways in which our energy is being circulated through the body is through the, you know, the central channels, the governing vessel and the conception vessel. So if you look over here on the back of this guy, we have quite literally this black line is illustrated in the photo. And what the governing vessel does is it comes up the back and connects with the conception vessel down the front. So when we begin to experience Kundalini activation, when we begin to move chi energy through the body, the central channels, governing vessel and conception vessel, are the primary mechanisms that feed, supply, pass, transmit, and move that energy up the back and down the front, creating that circular pattern of energy. For a lot of us that are beginning to leave our body, that are beginning to connect with dimensional energies, that are beginning to connect with the higher self council, that are beginning to use chi, self-healing, all of those sort of dimensional energies, one of the ways in which our body's fed and circulated that energy is up the spine, up the governing vessel, down the front in the conception vessel, the movement of energy through the central channels, you guys. And so what happens is the kidney meridian In traditional Chinese medicine, the kidney meridian is regarded as a creation point for that qi, that energy that's built in your body, that explosive energy that we use for healing, that we use in martial arts, that we use for advancing our consciousness, that we use for, you know, creating clarity in moments of focus, all sorts of things. That qi energy moves through the body, that life force energy moves right up those pathways through the kidney meridian, directly affected by the central channels. And so for a lot of us, we get really, really wildly stuck in rage, in fear, in frustration, in disconnection. And the kidney energy, when it's either attached or it's being siphoned or there's some sort of a blockage there, that part of our body tends to shut down. It becomes weak. We have adrenal fatigue. We become very, very tired. We can feel dead or unmotivated. Sometimes certain areas of our body will become numb and we'll have a very difficult time circulating energy up and down those central channels. We get cut off from ourselves and others. It's a very interesting state that occurs when these channels are blocked up. So we need to be made aware of these pathways through the body. As I'm going on a tangent here, we move on to the liver and spleen meridians. Why are those important? Why are the pericardium and heart meridians important? Well, first off, liver, you guys. Liver, spleen, all of our organs right now are also activating on a multidimensional level. And so what that means is not only is there the 3D physical version of your liver and your spleen, but there is also the energetic layer, that additional layer of energy, the etheric element of your organ that is also activating. And so as those elements of our organs activate, the energy is passed through the meridians and circulates through other areas of our body, in turn activating those things as well. And so what's happening right now with the liver and spleen for a lot of us is that we're storing lifetimes worth of ancestral energy in the liver, and it tends to kick back in these waves of rage or disconnection or frustration. And so we need to be made aware of our liver. We need to take care of the liver. We need to flush the liver. We need to detox the liver. And for a lot of us, we just really need to love and be gentle with our body in that area. For me, that's been one of the primary areas that I've been dealing with as well. And a lot of us, you guys, we've got multiple lifetimes of stuff that we carried in here in this lifetime through this wild harvest and this dimensional shift. And the liver is one of those things that's carrying a lot of that ancestral, that cellular memory of rage, of self-punishment, of difficulty, of anger, of separation. And very important also for moving and activating chi in the body. And I can literally tell some of you guys are feeling a coolness or a warmth in your liver right now. And as we do that, we'll bring our attention over to the left, to that spleen. The spleen's a very misunderstood energetic organ, in that, you know, in addition to lymph and blood and circulation and blood building and all of that the spleen does in the physical body, on an energetic level, the spleen tends to transmit and move, you know, those frustrated signals that come from other people, that come from our environment, that come from those that we encounter, from other people's energy. The spleen for a lot of people right now is a little frustrated bubble of energy in our body that needs to be open so that we can allow our resentments against other people to really leave and kind of drain out, allowing clearing. Also allowing the liver to let go. The liver tends to hold what's about you against you and your own path. The spleen, from a fourth dimensional energetic perspective, tends to hold those frustrations with other things, other people, other elements of energy, and it circulates it all through your body. So it's very important to be made aware of these elements of our energetic plumbing that need care. Just as the pericardium, for those of you guys that are experiencing blockage, when you come to this stage in your awakening process, you feel completely separated, blocked, suspicious, unable to connect with other people. The pericardium is this sac that literally guards the heart. It also creates an energetic barrier for people that have had, you know, certain types of trauma, sexual trauma, physical trauma, people that were abused or really, really damaged in the course of coming up in this physical incarnation. The pericardium is one of the energetic layers in the body that we need to be made aware of as we continue to connect with people, as we continue to kind of, you know, allow other people into our life. The pericardium creates a very interesting barrier. It can also have, you know, really wildly distorted sexual signals, some of the victimizer mentality things, sexual misery implantation can occur in the pericardium meridian as well. Some of you guys can look at the pericardium, look at the liver, look at these images, see where these things connect. Look at where these points are in your body. Some of you guys will literally have feelings or twitches or sensations or pain there. along with the heart meridian and the heart chakra. We talked about the energetic pH balance a few minutes ago, you guys. The energetic pH balance is centered around the heart chakra, the heart meridian, the pericardium, and also the lungs. Why? Because those things receive, transmit, guard, protect, hold, and coalesce big, huge amounts of energy in your physical and your etheric bodies. And so as we continue to advance multidimensionally, we need to be made aware of this wildly intense, bubble of energy that we have in the heart, the pericardium, the liver, the spleen. Everything right here is this vibrating massive energy. And so what we're going to be doing in a little while, we're going to move on in a second, is we're going to be working with a few of these areas. We're going to be pulling what's called, you guys, a scalar wave frequency through these areas of your body and releasing that dead energy, releasing the stuff that's stuck in there. But the reason why we're going through this presentation is so you have awareness of where we're working with in the body. And so yes, we are moving on. I'm getting the signal.